Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, where we are celebrating the joyous life of our dear friend, Doris Ormson, today. We are gathered here today to joyously celebrate the life and to cherish the loving memory, the divine spirit of Doris Ormson. Your presence here is both a tribute and an honor to Doris and a tribute to the living. We are also here to give companionship to those who from this day forward shall know the lovely only memory. But may this memory be one of beauty, inspiration, and comfort. We join in this tribute not with a sense of loss, but with the thought that out of this experience there will come something very precious, something that shall be a guiding star and a promise to all who navigate. The infinite life of God present here in this very room is also present in Doris, guiding her now and always as she moves into her next new experience. Remembering that spirit is eternal, we celebrate the ever-expanding life, the individual soul, and the continuous connection of the divine love into all. Grateful for the healing hearts and lifting spirits as we join together in one divine life. We now enter deeply into a place of perfect peace and give thanks that all is well. And I would ask you please to stand for the Lord's Prayer. The poet Camille said of death, "You would know the secret of death, and how shall you find it, unless you seek it in the heart of life?" The owl, whose night-bound eyes are blind into the day, cannot unveil the mystery of life. If you would indeed behold the spirit of death, open your heart wide with the body of life, for life and death are one, even as the river and the sea are one. In the depths of your hopes and desires lies your silent knowledge of the beyond, and like seeds dreaming beneath the snow, your heart dreams of spring. Trust the dreams, for in them is the hidden gate to eternity. At a time of loss, we do not solicit sympathy. We do not desire mental sedatives. We desire truth. Just a problem as yesterday are dissolved in the understanding of today, so the mystery of our transitions is dissolved in our awakening to our full expression. Life is a continuum. And in honor of the ongoing soul of Doris, while remember her experiences of learning, loving, and growing here on planet Earth. And now I would like to ask Rodney Benedict if he would honor us as the request of Doris to sing Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to sing, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear. The hour have first believed. Please feel free to sing the first verse if you feel like singing with me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a soul like me. I once was lost, but now I see. Was blind, but now I see.
So Doris told me this was not to be a sad day, and she wanted people to come in bright colors. Her favorite color is red. She wanted this to be a happy day. She told me she would haunt me if I made it sad. And I believed her.
Yeah, I know.
And there's one thing that I knew about Doris was that her love of unity. She came to Unity 50 years ago when our founder of this Unity Center, Luperna Bosch, was the pastor. And the basic Unity principles in the Unity beliefs in positive affirming thoughts and thought reflected the beliefs that Doris grew up with from her father. Doris played the piano, the organ, sang at Unity, and would never take a dime. She had a positive prosperity consciousness, and it was her honor, she told me, to give back to her spiritual home in time, talent, and treasure. We sure do have a big family here today, and I called up Ruth and I said, if I name all of these people, we'll lose the audience because it'll take a long time. But I would like to share a few. Doris is survived by her sister, Patty Mulford of Minneapolis, and her 4 children. Ruth and her husband, Bill of Sheboygan. Ron Ormson, Florida. Ron and his and Elaine and Peter and family. Randall Ormson in Tucson, Arizona. Robert Ormson and his life partner, Beth Mans. There are 8 grandchildren, Will and Tim Madison, Daniel, Brian Ormson, Eric with Laura Ormson, Elaine Ormson Robinson, Melinda Ormson, Moya, Peter Moyla, and Thomas View, and 9 great-grandchildren, which we're not going to mention today. But in your program, everybody's name is there, the best friends and the cousins and all the nieces and nephews that she loved, and the whole family is there. I speak here on my personal side now of Doris, my dear friend. And this is what I know about her. I spent many, many hours with her in the last 4 months or so of her life. And the spirit that was a part of Doris was always seeking meaning and purpose. That's one way that we can relate to one another, she told me, and that is why I so related her. And another way to understand spirit, she said to me, is that it's a part of you and you're always drawn to hope and to healing. A part of you not giving into despair. In all our conversations, there was a part of her that always believed in goodness, and she believed that love and forgiveness would conquer all. And I've been honored and blessed to know Doris from the first Sunday I interviewed here, and she told me, "You're the one who belongs here." I said, "Okay, we'll see what happens." But I was delighted to know that Doris was enmeshed in the New Thought Unity principles, and we had so many delightful conversations after that. I was saddened by COVID when they wouldn't allow me to visit her anymore, and she used to call me and ask me to please help her escape. Sometimes she would say, "Can you sneak me in an ice cream soda?" And I actually did do that on the way. But eventually, as life declines, they do allow clergy back in, so I was able to spend many, many hours with her at the end. We would sit, careful what I'm going to say here, we would sit and watch the Golden Girls every afternoon, right? You know what she decided? She decided I was all 3 of them in one. I don't know about that. But she decided she was Sophia. Picture this. Yeah, we had so much fun doing that together. A funny story though. Towards the end, we had many serious conversations of, what might be, what's on the other side, life after death, and all those good things. One day I walked in and she said, "I've been waiting for you." I'm like, "Okay." And she said, "I have a question." "Okay." "Do you think they feed me in heaven?" I said, "There's a banquet." It will be there. But I'm reminded of a quote from Maya Angelou. "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive. And to do this with so much passion, so much compassion and sense of humor and style." And for me, that sums up Doris. Passion, compassion, humor, style. And Doris was always styling. So, one of Doris's friends, Reverend Judy, could not be here today, but she sent in a video, and I would like it, Jules, if you could play that video for us now.
Hi, Reverend Ginny here. I apologize I cannot be at Doris' celebration in person, but I hope this video conveys my feelings to you all. And I can see you all in the audience. I can see Cheryl and Leanne and so many of my friends at Unity of Sheboygan. One of my friends at Unity of Sheboygan was, of course, Doris. I met Doris the first day I walked into Unity of Sheboygan to do the lesson, March 2nd, 1997. She was the pianist. And as she did the prelude and then the introduction song, I thought to myself, why did they hire me? They could have this lady do the whole lesson. She's phenomenal. And of course, we all know Doris is a great piano player. I once did a lesson at Unity of Milwaukee, and they didn't have a pianist. So I called Doris on the off chance she would drive down and be the pianist, and she was, and it was phenomenal. She walked in, sat down at the piano, and asked the congregation, "What do you want to hear?" And they shouted out songs, and we had a great day. All the things I have studied in my life, the afterlife is one thing I have been interested in. Studied the most, read every book by John Edwards and Nathan Moore, Johnny, even attended a conference in Orlando, Florida, that had to do with people that had near-death experiences. From that, I learned that when we crossed over, we learned everything that we did not do on this side. And I think in Doris's case, if one song comes to mind, it's Frank Sinatra's My Way. Doris did it her way. I used to stop at her house after doing the lessons and do some, we used to talk about different things. And I said, Doris, if you have regrets, tell people, apologize, or get on with it. Don't drag it around. And she would say, okay, that's a good, I will do that. Now that Doris has the clarity on the other side, the song would probably be, I should have done it your way. Doris lived to a full 88. And one thing about that is, do you live life or do you just go day to day? If being at a celebration like this teaches us anything, it is to live our life. We are here, we came for a reason, we don't get out of it alive, so enjoy every day, do what you were here, came here to do. Put on this earth. And people often ask, what am I supposed to do? Here's the secret. What is it that you do that when you do it, you lose track of time? That is your purpose in life. So now go out and enjoy. Thank you all my wonderful friends. And my condolences to Doris's family. Love you.
The words of wisdom from Reverend Jenny. And now I would like to invite anyone here to like to share words or thoughts they have for Doris. For this is what I've learned. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So if you would like to share a story, a thought, a comment about Doris, please come up to the microphone now. Family, friends. And don't be afraid. It doesn't bite. Anybody? Somebody has to have something to say. Yes, there we go.
If nobody else will be up and
my name is Heidi. Where Doris lived on Lincoln Avenue, I worked just down the block. And I had known her for many years, seeing her take her dogs out for walks. And one day in the middle of winter, she accidentally locked herself out. And I said, okay, let's get you back in your house. And we did have, of course, we had called the police station to come and help her get in. And so after that, I started to visit her every couple of days. And she had this noisy little chihuahua that she just loved with all of her heart. And there were a few times when she would say, okay, I have to leave for a few minutes, can you stay here with baby? And that was her little dog. So one day she left and she came back in and baby had crawled in my lap and laid herself right here. And Doris came in and she just started just shedding tears because she loved that puppy so much. And then I said, well, you know, if something happens to, who will take the dog? And I she didn't quite have an answer, and I said, okay, I will take care of her. And after Doris had to move out of her home, I promised that I would bring baby to see her. And it would just light up her face. And she would say, see, this is my dog, this is my puppy. She was so happy that I would come to visit. Unfortunately, with COVID, we couldn't visit, so I would send her pictures. And she would send me notes back of how much she appreciated that I took care of that part of her life. Just before she passed, I was able to get a picture of her and baby together. And I think in my heart it's very special because it took me 5 pictures to get Doris to smile. And she would say, oh, but I would like to keep baby. And I'm like, she can't sleep here anymore. So I just wanted to share that little bit of story with you because Doris meant so much to me. And to be able to go and sit with her and listen to her stories and how much she appreciated all of you. Thank you.
Anybody else? I bet you there's some lively stories out there. Now, you okay? Oh, yeah.
There was a situation one time, Rob and I had Doris out for, it was a parade, it was a memorial parade. And we had a good time, but Rob unfortunately wanted to quit smoking that morning. Rob and Doris were not getting along very well. Rob was a little agitated. We went back to the house and Doris was grilling out, having all this food and having a good time. And Rob left me at Doris's house. Like, how am I gonna leave? And the first thing I wanted to do was just buy him a bag of cigarettes. So I said to Doris, was what's wrong with Rob? I said, well, he decided he was gonna quit smoking this morning and he's probably a little stressed out. She says, well, clearly, this was not the day for him to do that. With us all together, that was not the right thing to do at all. He should just continue to smoke. Rob called and said, I had to go buy a pack of cigarettes. So I was going to buy you one anyway. Came back, picked me up, and we ended up having a nice day. Anyways, with Doris. But that was always kind of a funny little quote when Doris said, well, this was not the day. I love Doris. She was feisty. She was definitely a feisty woman. But she was great.
Okay, I kept my word. I'm not going to be sad memorial here. Anybody else have a wonderful story to share with us today? Going. They always say in public speaking, if you want to speak and you get this like really nervousness in your stomach and you really want to do it, that's the time to do it. So do we have any of that going with anybody? Anybody else? All right. Mike.
So Doris would be coming to church and she would see me, she'd go, oh Mike, what movie can I go and see? And too often I'd have to say, I'm sorry, Doris, they're just too violent. Luckily, every so often I would give one for her. She would be so happy to hear that there was finally a movie she could go to. And once in a while she would see me there, and then she'd have to sit next to me.
Yes, if you want to know about movies, ask Mike for sure. Yeah.
This happened this morning. Share with you. So this morning, during the week, they said she wants everybody to wear red. I said, I don't have red. So ordered on Amazon. So this morning, like getting dressed, I said, Doris, if I told you to wear a certain color, you to be mind my own business. Wear what you want. I said, this is for you, girl.
Yeah, I have the same thing with Mariana. I have like 4 purple tops because I didn't know which one was gonna fit, so we had Could you get your color orders in earlier? Yes? And you are?
I'm Jim. I'm working across the street, Asia.
Hi, Jim.
Doris and I went to, Doris and I went to see The Greatest Entertainer over at the movie theater. But she would come out and she'd be doing her lawn, and I would hear her, Jimmy, Jimmy, and I go out there and she's lying on her lawn. So she was mowing the lawn and she went like this, going along sideways. And so I'd run over there and pick her up. And she would come over in the evening, stand at the end of my driveway because she knew I had cameras. And she would sit there and wait, and she can't get her bottle of wine open. So I'd help her with the wine, and she'd come over and sit in front of our fire. And we always had a great time. She'd come over and sit by the fire with us in the evenings. So, and I miss her dearly. I miss her dearly. She was my buddy.
Another request that Doris had was that she asked you please to be sure that Tom Clever would sing What a Wonderful World for her. So Tom, if you would do that for Doris, that would be awesome.
This goes in part of the way of stories about Doris also. Doris and our family go back many, many years. And we both live a couple minutes drive away from here. I mean, our houses are a block or 2 away from each other. And speaking of her dogs, she always used to walk her dogs around the neighborhood. And she'd come by with 1 or maybe 2 dogs, several dogs, sometimes more than that. And we'd chat a little bit. But I think the main connection I had with her was here at church, and especially the music department. Like was mentioned, Doris would substitute in playing the organ or piano as needed, and a lot of times on those days, I would help sing the ordinaries, the Lord's Prayer, Prayer of Protection, those types of things, and sometimes the special music as well. But one day, Doris and I were going to sing a duet, and someone else was going to play the piano. And as a matter of fact, she asked for Wonderful World. I think we were going to sing Wonderful World that day. And I always used to kid her. Imagine that. I would kid her. I would imitate the distinctive voice of Louis Armstrong. And I would go, I see trees and trees, red roses too, shiny one on the wrist. Stop it, sing it right. She was spicy, that's true. But I was really honored that she would ask me to sing this song. I know it was one of her favorite songs, and I think it's one of my favorites as well. So, Doris, this one's for you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I See skies of blue, clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They learn much more than I'll never know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thanks to my company.
So one of the readings that Doris and I talked about, this is one that she asked me to do. So she says, this is what you need to know. Death is nothing at all. I have only slipped away into the next room. What we were to each other, we still are. Call me by my old familiar names. Speak to me in easy ways, which you always used to. Laugh as always. Laugh together. Play, smile. Think of me. Pray for me. Let my name be a household word that is always as it was. Let it be spoken without effort. Life means all that it ever meant. It is the same as it ever was. There is absolutely an unbroken continuity. Why should I be out of your mind because I'm out of your sight? I am but waiting for you, for an interval somewhere very near, just around the corner. All is well. Nothing is past, nothing is lost. One brief moment and we will all be together as before, only better, infinitely happier than before. And I would ask you if you would stand and sing on Eagle's Wings, another request.
I lost it.
You would find the shelter of the Lord, abide in His shadow forever. Say to the Lord, my refuge, my rock in whom I trust, that He will make you up on eagle's wings. There you are. Breath of dawn, make you shine like the sun, and hold you in the palm of His hand. and famine will bring you no pain. Under his wings you are refuge, his faithfulness your shield. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings, there you are, breath of God. They will shine like the sun, and grow in the dawn of his You need not fear the terror overnight, nor the arrow that flies by day. The thousands fall around you, we shall not drown. He will raise you up on eagle's wings. There you are, breath of dawn. Make you shine like the sun, and grow in the dawn of his For to his angels he's given a command to guard you in all of your ways. Upon their hands they will bear you up, lest you dash your foot against the stone. And he will raise you up on eagle's wings. There you are, breath of dawn. Make you shine like the sun, and grow in the dawn of his light. And call you in the palm of his
Let us pray as we release Doris Ormson to the greener pastures as she rests with God. I know that the one presence, the one power, the all good, all God is now with Doris. A spiritual journey that began before her birth and is never ending. Even in trial and tribulation, the Holy Spirit was always by her side. As Doris continues on this spiritual journey, know with me that she goes with God, and wherever she may be, God is there. The healing love of God soothes and comforts all in this room, and each of you are centered in the divine presence of pure love. And a poem that Doris wanted me to read to her family. What fills the heart of a woman is not that her light must fade, but that out of this dark there can come a light like a rose be made. The seeing a snowflake fall, her heart is lifted up. The hearing a meadowlark call. For a moment she will stop to rejoice in the musical air, to delight in the fertile earth and the flourishing of everywhere. Of spring's rebirth, and never a woman or a man walked through the cricketing hours, but found her sun-breathed stand, an interview of flowers, where love for a man or a woman so captured the heart's beat that they and all things human danced on rapture's feet. And though for some love dies and the rose has flowered in vain, the rose to her children's eyes will flower again and again, will flower again out of the shadow to make a free heart sing, and the meadowlark from the meadow we call again spring. Rest in peace, dear Doris, with God. So else. And if any of you would like to speak to Randy, who is in Arizona, in the back, we have the 7 seats to go talk. Thank you all so much for sharing this time with us. God bless you all.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to wait.
You want to talk to Randy? Programs. Oh, programs. I don't know what's going on with this because it shouldn't be humming. There is a lot. Right? The thing is, most of it I had to do. I was taking it out. I was more yeah, I'll read that.
No, I wanted to talk to you. Hey, Randy. You're looking at me right now? Hey, can you?
I just turned her off, yeah, I forgot to.
No, that was Pam. Yeah, I'm looking at you. No, that was Pam.
What did it say? What did
Yep, off to my right. See, Randy, he's looking at me as I'm talking to him right now. Can you hear on the camera, Randy?
Should be able to come up a little bit more. Okay, now try talking.
Hi, Randy. You should answer my phone calls once in a while, but it's nice to see you. Hope you're doing okay.
We got a pretty big leg.
It was a nice service for your mom. She had a lot of friends, a lot of good friends.
He's talking to someone else.
I can let you go, I guess. We'll talk soon.
Well,
Hey, Randy, do you recognize who I am? I don't think we've seen each other for, oh my goodness, 30 years. I'm your youngest, oldest cousin Pam. I hope you're doing well. You guys take care of yourself now. Bye-bye.
thank you.
None of the kids have ever bothered
Thank you so much. You did a good job today. We're just behind you.
Okay. Hello.